Hello everyone, Drip here. This is an extremely random stream. I am in school right now. This is extremely random, but at least y'all are gonna enjoy this because this is the first time I'm streaming at this time. So we're gonna debunk Death Battle. We're gonna debunk Death Battle. Yo, Russman, what's up, bro? What's up? We're gonna debunk Death Battle, alright? Ignore the noise in the background. I'm at school right now. Simon the Digger.
Simone the Digger. Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern. Two men born of Earth with the...
So we're going to be debunking this. So watch. Yo, what's up, chat? What's up, chat? We're going to debunk Death Battle today. Just so I don't get copyrighted, I'm going to have to pause this like multiple fucking times. How y'all doing, chat? Is Cell low multi or outer? I'd say Cell is multiversal. Outer is kind of a stretch. For anything that isn't Buu Saga, outer is a stretch. Okay? You don't think I'd be up this early? Bro, this is 10 a.m. in my country, bro. Time zones fucking exist. Bro saved your boredom? W. Stream over how? No, it's not. Your stream is still on. We're gonna be debunking this. He deleted the message. That's crazy. So,
Simone the Digger. Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern. Two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave. That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would imagine, including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course, drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Buraku!
Yo,
Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like...
Crazy. Pause, by the way. My favorite CC Goku hacks ability. I don't really have a favorite. Does the living world has super dimensions, which is outer? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. G scaling, CC Goku doesn't exist. It's just the same as... Exactly, it's just the same as Dragon Ball Super Goku, bruh. Although he might just be saying CC Goku to simplify it.
If I made booze or something, my whole personality. With Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome. Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen? Nope, and it was all Simone's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit. So his big bro left him with these final words.
Favorite Super Saiyan form? If you're talking about conventional Super Saiyan, I would say Super Saiyan 2. But if you're talking about in general, Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God, in my opinion. I feel like Super Saiyan Blue was rushed, and I feel like they could have expanded the story with Super Saiyan God more. Like Frieza meeting the actual Super Saiyan God would have been more symbolic than him just meeting Super Saiyan Blue. Like Frieza would meet the actual like transformation, the actual deity he feared the most. I don't think Frieza was supposed to be that strong. All right. Yo, what's up, chat?
Faith in the Simone who believes in you.
I'm gonna leave the chat
Damn.
here.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Logon, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory. Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the Anti-Spiral attacked. Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the Anti-Spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed
No,
the
they're
Spiral
not.
Nemesis.
They're not high
Remember
hyper.
how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah. Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential. Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Last year we played Abuja, our first
The
game.
freaking
We suffered
ad, bro.
defeat by 20.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines, creating the Arc Gurren Lagann. Overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions.
Yo, chat, is that true? I mean, the anti-spiral does transcend space and time. It's at least stated in a guidebook, so that should be valid. The power cap after the name. Right, I understand your question.
He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines, creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch. Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, time, space, and dimensions, all within a Planck instant. That's the smallest unit of time physically possible, meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light. Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann. Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is. But it wasn't enough to escape the Anti-Spiral's greatest trap, the Multiverse Labyrinth, an attack that imprisons Simon in his own.
Chat. Did Death Battle finally acknowledge infinite speed? Yes, the power jump from multi to outer is insane. Now think about the power jump from outer to high outer. Think about that. The power jump from Battle of Gods to Dragon Ball Heroes is a high outer difference. Why don't you complain about that? You see?
Own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world. Except Simon and his spiral power are just built different, and after being inspired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape. What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional.
No, it wasn't.
Simon absorbed a higher dimensional structure.
The labyrinth was not 11th dimensional, bruh. The statement regarding the labyrinth says that it exists somewhere between the dimensions of the 11th and... It's not talking about fucking 11-dimensional structures. And I'm pretty sure Gurren Lagann follows bosonic string theory, which doesn't have, like, reality over fiction transcendences. Correct me if I'm wrong. Death Battle sucks at scaling, bro. There's Dragon Ball Soul fiction, like, bro, how am I supposed to know every single fiction? Favorite Dragon Ball episode? I don't know. My favorite Dragon Ball episode is Goku and Piccolo farming cabbages. Where do I scale Granola? Where do I scale Goku? Stop asking me these stupid questions, chat. Is Dragon Ball the best anime? In my opinion, yes. DC Comics, but I don't. Simon is not hyperversal. You're finally here because I'm streaming in the morning. How strong were the Z fighters after Namek? Probably like 5D. How strong were the Z fighters after Namek, and how strong were the androids and blah 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 blah. Bruh, you're gonna have to pay me for all these questions.
Several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of
this
space
is irrelevant
that extends
because it's
infinitely.
not,
Thus, an
it's not
infinite gap
11D.
in size and scope. What? Oh, we're
It's not
just getting
11D.
started. Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay, that's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann. And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This is
Tengen
when
Toppa Gurren
Lagann
Lagann.
gets actually
Okay, chat, you
fucked.
know I actually have a video on this, right? Have you seen my video? I actually have a Gurren Lagann video. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna show y'all later, but I have a Gurren Lagann video.
Fucking crazy.
I do have a Gurren Lagann.
Greatness isn't given. It's earned. It's earned in the hours
Zeta is
no one
wrong,
sees.
bro. He's wrong about a lot of things.
Like shooting missiles that alter probability so they have
No, it
100%.
doesn't follow M theory. It follows bosonic string theory.
chance of hitting you or tossing
not
galaxies around like
bosonic, not
frisbees.
bosonic,
Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant
forgot,
universes.
but, like,
Simon's power
the one
was
it
so
follows
immense that he
doesn't
started
have-
generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean
What are you saying, bruh? I can get SpongeBob to outer since he can delete the fabric of reality. That's not outer! Where the fuck are you guys coming from? When did you begin power scaling? This is not outer! Oh my goodness, bruh. When did you guys begin power scaling? 2024? Platonism scales nowhere. It entails subjective concepts like love, beauty, anger, whatever the fuck. SpongeBob is at best you. SpongeBob does not scale to anything. He's inconsistent, bro. You can't power inconsistent feats. All of his good feats are outliers. He consists fucking sock, bro. He's a sponge. They don't care about power scaling, so you can't power scale SpongeBob. Dante versus Cell would be a peak death battle matchup. Yeah, probably.
he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up reality. Nia literally regenerated own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved one more time.
Into Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Might hate him, but you gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as
Yo,
hell.
chat,
broke.
After his home, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern,
becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet, and with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on.
Bro, stop complaining about the laggy stream. If you want a better stream, you buy me a better PC and better Wi-Fi, nigga. The fuck? Slide me $1,000 and I'll have a better stream. Stop complaining, bruh. Just manage it the way it fucking is.
Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient
yeah, that's cool Wi-Fi horrible, Drip. I'm aware that it's horrible. Do I have a choice? Fuck no. Jesus Christ. Y'all love to complain, but instead of complaining, do something about it. Hey, Drip stream is too laggy. Why don't I slide him like $10,000 so he can get better equipment? That would be good.
What's your excuse, Kyle?
Oh, what are these ads,
protection
bruh?
that pays.
I ain't trying to give Death Battle more money.
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality,
I have no choice. I have to stream
and
right
erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length 1 billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the ring.
Well, the Speed Force is like on the cosmological DC map. The Speed Force is outside Wonderworld, which is at the edge of the Ori of Worlds, right? I think it's been a while since I touched up on DC. So I don't really remember the placements of the map. I'm pretty sure the Speed Force is outside, like, the Speed Force is still below the 5th dimension. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But it is a measurable speed.
Rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Boozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the Crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's imagination.
Drip, your CC Canon Goku is not showing up. I don't know, man. It's probably your country, man. I don't know. What country are you from? I don't know.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers.
Let's try 360p.
And his favorite
that is
super
much
fighting
better.
robots. Hey,
much better
that one
quality.
looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
What? The Spectra weighs as much as eternity? Where is that stated?
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang.
The fuck?
Pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite super fighting robots.
Look at that scan. I gotta look at that scan in high quality. Let's put it at 720p. I'm not gonna look at the chat for now, okay? We're gonna have to see
Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs
Oh my god. Chat.
as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3.
Sorry. You know what you've done. I do not have that responsibility.
Dimensional bit.
I can't even read the fucking scan. Why did they make it unreadable? But it doesn't say anything about 12.3 dimensions here. Where are they getting this from? Chat. It doesn't say anything. Stop asking me stupid questions. Obviously, I think Goku beat Simone, bruh. The fuck are these stupid ass questions, chat?
Big Bang. Wait, point.
No, this is not. Oh my god. It says there are signs in a theoretical math.
3? DC.
There are signs, okay? First implication that this is not objective. There are signs in theoretical math that that imply that the universe is layered well beyond the known 11 dimensions. Not that it is, but there are signs in theoretical math, theoretical, okay, that it is layered well beyond the known 11 dimensions. First of all, they're not even talking about spatial dimensions because what is indicated here is a bunch of parallel Earths. So it's more parsimonious to say that they're when they talk about 11 dimensions rather than higher spatial dimensions. That's the thing. It's more parsimonious. 12 and a third, like, the fuck is that even, bruh? This is talking about parallel universes. That is why they indicate it with multiple parallel Earths, which is how they like indicate parallel worlds in fiction. So it's not talking about 11 higher spatial dimensions. I already debunked this in my DC video. Yes, I'm crashing out.
DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions?
It's
That
not
is the
12.3. It says 12 and a third. Bro.
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say
This is using extremely high-end scaling, by the way, because I'm pretty sure
Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power,
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern
Notice how they're using multiple different versions of the character, bro.
Corps better than ever.
But
But
whenever we bring up Xeno Goku or GT Goku, they're like, it's not canon. Like,
Oh, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
in order to save Ganthet from an
it's
emotional
not all the same. Like, it's different authors, different
Lobotomy.
art
That's a long
styles, different uniforms. It's not all the same Kyle. It's not all the same Kyle. They're making an amalgamation of all of Kyle against Simone. How is this even fair? Different comics, different editions, different writers. How is that even fair?
story, he had to master all the colors of
This
the
is what they
emotional
always do.
electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their soul.
Out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which Sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space. Connect.
Bro, stream is lagging. Stream is lagging.
Him to others.
The final one was the Sapphire.
I gotta check something on my phone. Today is May 29th. Just scared me, bro.
Light of love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Powers combined. He doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became a White Lantern.
The sport is very, very important to the special kid needs. Some of them, like Samad, engaging in
with total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes
Immensely more powerful than any other lantern in
Any other lantern in history? Doom is not outer. I don't know. When Superman does not win any of those matchups.
existence. Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is slow as shit.
threats to all of creation, like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the Life Equation.
Calm Goku versus SCP. Pay me for the video. Don't tell me to make a video for free. Pay me for the video. Stop telling me, hey Drip, when are you gonna do this video? Hey, prepare, bro. You know I have to edit the video, right? You know I have to take time out of my day to edit that
code to
video.
reality,
So
the
you gotta
Life
have to
Equation
pay
is
me for
mathematical
that.
proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The Life Equation, like its counterpart, the Anti-Life Equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a sense more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the Life Equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns. And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
Yeah, the stream is laggy.
thing.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't, or you have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
Ignore the Nigerian monkeys in the background.
Their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings. Hey, remember Beerus vs. Sailor Galaxia? No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But we've got a solution. It's our own website.
Yeah, obviously they're gonna ask for more money. Your own website, bruh. Just tell us you want us to pay $3 per month. Don't waste the fucking time, bro. I can't with this Wi-Fi, bro. Honestly, this is cringe. Don't you ever call me mustard sauce again in your life.
Alright, the combatants are set,
Don't
and
you
we've run the
ever
data through
refer to
all
me as mustard
possibilities.
sauce.
It's
You are
time for a
cringe.
death battle!
Matter of fact, I'm gonna fucking beat you. Think fucking Simone probably wins, bro. I don't even know, but I don't even care who wins. I'm just deep
Alright, I'm not rusty at all.
not watching the animation. Probably gonna be good. I still think Simone wins. I think all the feats they put for Kyle are high end feats that he can't do casually. Simone can do all his high end feats casually, like the 5 feet shit. They're just mega amping Kyle, bro. It's what they do from the other amps.